91.3 FM, WBNY, Buffalo's original alternative, brought to you by the mandatory student activity fee right here at Buffalo State College. That was music from Acceptance. Right now, I'm going to finish up my show with music from Ted Leo. Stay tuned, because before decades, we have a special interview with Matt Ponpier. This is Ted Leo and the Pharmacist, me and Maya.
As I was walking through a light one morning, the sun was out, the air was warm, oh, not so could get better.
91.3 FM, WBNY, Buffalo's original alternative, brought to you by the mandatory student activity fee here at Buffalo State College. This is DJ Bill hanging out with you, and Kevin D, and a strange fellow who comes from parts unknown. His name is Matt Pond, and he is in a band that is named similarly, Matt Ponpier, that will be playing tonight at the Town Ballroom. Doors at 7. Mr. Pond, welcome to our show.
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem at all. So,
I just knocked over this pile. Sorry.
See, the thing that people need to understand about our station is that we have piles everywhere.
There's a lot of piles.
And when we bring guests in, we like to make them knock over these piles unsuspectingly.
The seat is really funny, you know?
And make fun of people as a result. So
Yeah.
I know that there's going to be a lot of rocking and rolling tonight going on, so I'm going to
Soft rock and roll.
cut right to... Well, a lot of it, either way.
What's that? Okay, yeah, we have plenty. We have tons of it.
All right, so I am going to cut into some questions for you. If any of these offend you, you can refrain from answering them. We have a box of tissues if any of them make you cry.
Cry.
What are you doing these days when you're not recording, touring, or posing for magazine covers?
When were we posing for magazine covers?
I just figured it's something that you would do.
What do I like? I mean, I just like you know, like to swim and sleep and what else? Eat food.
Mm-hmm. Normal people stuff.
Hang out.
Who doesn't like to swim?
I know, who doesn't like to swim?
You sound like me in 11th grade.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Well, I was on the swim team, and aside from that, all I did was eat and sleep.
All right. I guess that's...
And hang out.
It's a good 11th grade answer, though, right?
Absolutely.
Like it would be an A.
11th grade was one of the best years of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I didn't realize that would be such an abrasive.
No, that's
response
fine.
to
No,
your
I like
answer.
it. I like it.
This question was kind of specific, but I'm going to open it up a little as far as your live show. What's your favorite thing to do while you're playing live? It could be playing a certain song, or it could be, you know, the moment when you heckle back at the hecklers.
I mean, I like that the most. I like it when people are involved and can't control themselves, or like out of control, I guess, and you know, force us into having some kind of interaction or conflict, I guess.
Yeah. So you enjoy it when you know that the audience is actually paying attention.
Yeah.
And maybe by paying attention, being rowdy.
Well, the other night we were playing at a college, and you know, at colleges they're very polite generally, or you know, at shows or college shows, and I told them that they could, you know, socialize in between songs, because it's, you know, a show is a good place to socialize, maybe meet members of the opposite sex and or members of their own sex and do whatever they want.
That's a lot of sex.
But so the thing is and then I'm like, you know, you guys can socialize, and they're like, the social people, you know, someone yells back, the social people are at the bars, and and I can see that a little bit, but still at the same time,
you know, it's nice to know that they heard what you said.
I know, yeah, and it's not just muffled and turned off and in some other
that you need to yell at the sound guy.
Yeah.
You've toured with many interesting acts in the past. Which was the most fun to share a stage with, and why?
It was fun to play with Ted Leo because the drummer and I have been friends for years. He actually, what's that? And they just played Ted Leo.
We just
so it's not just because whatever the closest. I see Ted Leo here.
Right. Let's say this lamp.
But yeah, I love. Anyway, so Chris, the drummer from Ted Leo, played our first tour with us, which was pretty strange because we were super quiet then, and he is a heavy hitting drummer. So it was pretty funny.
Cool. Now, that might be your answer to the next question, but which band would you like to share a stage with?
Oh, I mean...
You could even go so far as to mention a band that's now retired.
That question is always hard because it's like, you know, it's like you know, the supercomputer from like a 70s movie or something. It's like all I see are lights right now, and I can't think of anything. I can think of a million things. Like, I mean, I love Neil Young and John Lennon, and John Lennon is... But those are, you know, the fantasy things, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
So all I got out of that was computers, flashing lights, and fantasy.
But you know what I mean? It's like I can't. It's like overload. There's a million bands
Yeah.
we love.
What can you tell us about your next album?
You guys are speaking a secret language.
We are. I don't even understand it. I don't know what's going on. This guy is. Would you like to say something, Mr. Slattery?
actually would. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, Matt Pond.
Hey, dude.
How do you like Buffalo so far today?
I always have always liked Buffalo, and I'm not kidding or being a jerk.
That's good.
Yeah. I've always had a good time.
You always
here.
had a good time
Yeah,
here? All right,
seriously.
excellent.
Even playing at the what was it? The place we mentioned before, the Continental.
The Continental.
Yeah.
If you have any stories about the Continental you would like to share?
The bathroom smelled so bad that it smelled up the whole place for the entire evening, and I hope that.
Yeah, that sounds like the Continental.
Yeah, I hope I'm not insulting anyone by saying that.
No, you're not. So.
Oh, I know. Good.
This next question: what can you tell us about your next album?
Well, there's gonna be songs on it, and I sing
All right.
them. I sing those songs. I don't know. We recorded it live, so it's a lot more direct. I was telling you guys we did 21 songs, so it's kind of right now it's kind of massive to me, and it's making me feel like
A little overwhelmed.
yeah, like a little crazy. So I tried to get away from it, but I can't stop, analyzing it, and hopefully that'll be over soon, and I'll get to take some time off to swim and sleep and
Swim
eat food.
and eat. Yes. Be
Yeah, and
free.
that's a little creepy, but sure. I'm going back to school.
How was your high school experience?
It was cool. I mean, I was a little bit. I was kicked out of my house, and not a very the most good kid. I wasn't the best kid in the world. I mean, I don't think there was much hope for me doing anything.
Too
so.
much swimming and sleeping.
Yeah.
We wrote this next question down. Should we ask it?
I have to ask that question.
Why are all your
Well-
questions written in crayon? That's what I want to know.
It's not a crayon. But I ask this to everyone that I have on the show and interview. And actually, I'm actually kind of disappointed that the rest of your crew isn't here right now, because it's the question that tests the integrity of the band. Because everyone in the band
They
will
love
answer
me.
this question differently, and it usually causes a rift in the band that causes the band to break up.
Cool.
Okay, so it's a good thing that you're here right now, because I
Right.
got a lot of stuff planned in the future, and I don't want to mess anything up just yet. But the question is, who would win in a fight, a pirate or a ninja?
I mean, I thought I was going to get to say me, but I can't say that.
No, unless you were one or the other.
I mean, sometimes we got dressed up like pirates for last Halloween. Oh, that's my phone.
Wow.
Just shut that door, I guess. Well, I think a pirate would win against it's in here. Throw it out. No, just get rid of it. It's going to keep going. Throw it out the door. Yep. Good. That's brilliant.
Keep going.
So, back to pirates and ninjas. I'd say a pirate. I mean, I like ninjas.
A pirate.
Yeah.
A pirate. Usually when the question goes around, everyone gets in a huge argument over it, and usually causes some people to get into a shouting match, because secretly, deep down inside, they have alliances built toward pirates or ninjas that,
Right.
sort of like political party alliances, they just don't go away,
I mean, I can.
and they're
I
irrational.
can't really see that, but I hear the words that you're saying and I understand them.
Sort of like the lights computer
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
70s computer.
I'm sorry that we're having these communication difficulties.
It's okay.
That's one of the reasons I bring people in here, because
Can I say one thing? Usually when we do interviews, this is and it's I'm not criticizing your radio station at all. Don't cry. But listen, so usually they give us headphones, and I don't know why we'd have headphones. I mean, I can hear myself talking.
right.
But when we started talking and there were no headphones, I started freaking out, and I'm not kidding.
Really?
I started sweating.
Well, what was gonna happen was we were gonna stick you over in that other room, and we were gonna interrogate you. We were gonna both go in there,
See, I
good
like-
cop, bad cop style.
I like things like that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you feel more realistic. But doesn't this feel like we're actually having a conversation?
It does feel like we're actually having a conversation.
Even though by saying so, I sort of invalidate
Is this what I'm supposed to say?
any possibility of that actually being the case. Well, that's that question right there. And we even have a phone that
want me to
rings
answer the
during
phone?
our conversation.
Should we answer the phone?
No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it for a minute.
Maybe they want tickets.
Yeah, by the way, we're going to be giving away a pair of tickets, but hold off on that until the end of the program, or until the end of the interview, and then we will get to the phones because, you know, being a college radio station, we only have so much that we can do at a time.
This next question is a very important question, and if you could learn a new language, perhaps a secret one, what would it be?
I mean, I wouldn't know if it's a secret language. How do I know what it is?
Don't worry about it.
I know.
Just keep.
I mean, I've wanted to. I like Russian and French. I mean, I used to speak French, but those are the two languages I like.
No, your band.
They're
has
not
some
secrets, though.
songs-
People know about them.
Your band has some songs about Canada,
Right.
and what do you think about the French Canadians? What is your opinion?
Oh, I don't want to insult. This is close enough to Canada where they can probably with their, if they stretch their ears far enough, they can probably hear.
But not French Canadian.
French Canada. I want to say that I love all people equally, but I don't. I think that I've gotten harassed. I mean, I spent a lot of time in Montreal, and back in that time, I could speak French pretty well, and it didn't matter what I could do or what I could say. It's there are certain French Canadians that just will call us imperialists no matter what we do. Because we're responsible for our entire country. I didn't know if you guys knew that. Each one of us individually. Yeah.
That's news to me, Bill.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Something incredible.
Yeah.
It's
cool.
We'll go back to the next question in a second because Bill wrote it and he has to ask it because.
Because you can't read it.
No, I really, it's like one of those questions that only the person who wrote it can read.
Sounds right coming from me.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you could have a drink this is kind of similar to the band. If you could play with anyone question, if you could have a drink with anyone from the present, who would it be?
I actually did have a drink with the person that I had said, is it okay that I've already had that drink with that person?
Yes.
That's
even better, actually.
Harry Dean Stanton. He was in Paris, Texas. Yeah, I know, you guys got to come with me. He's on that show Big Love, which I haven't seen. He's like kind of a Mormon or a polygamist or a polygamist leader or...
Like Warren Jeff Steed or something like that.
Yes. So anyway... So we played a show at the Troubadour in Los Angeles, and we went down to this place, Dan Tana's down the street, and we were having a drink. And I've literally told all my friends the person that I would love to have a drink with is Harry Dean Stanton. And it was great. We hung out, we talked. He was wasted. It was kind of sad, and he's older. But
Right.
but it was awesome.
What kind of drink do you have?
What kind of drink was it?
I was drinking Maker's Mark on ice.
Not bad.
Yes.
Maybe not what I would have chosen, but mine would have been similar and on ice. Okay, when did you realize you were destined to be a nomadic songsmith?
I don't... There's a lot of words in there. I kind of never decided that I would do this. It just kind of was a product of its own momentum. Essentially, I thought I would just do this for a little bit and have a job like a normal and
Human being
and stop. But I don't know what it is about it that it terrifies me. At first it terrified me to do it, and now it terrifies me to think of doing anything else.
Right.
So it's just fear that gets me going.
So fear is keeping you fear got you to where you are, and fear is keeping you there.
Thank you. Fear.
Yes. By the way, the tissues are right around there if you need, and my shoulder too. Always got a shoulder you can cry on. One thing just for our listeners, how would you describe your music to someone who's never heard it? I know you love this question.
God. It's like, I generally I wouldn't describe when people do ask us what we are, it's...
What do you sound like?
Yeah, we'll be in a Cracker Barrel and somebody be like, y'all are in a band? I got a band. What do you guys sound like? We sound like Lynyrd Skynyrd. And we're like, we don't sound like Lynyrd Skynyrd. Somewhere between that and... I don't know. I mean, we try to just... I can't describe it. I mean, I couldn't write songs any other way. I've tried. I've really tried. I've tried to play guitar other ways. I've tried to... It doesn't really work. So, I mean, it's I'm just doing the best I can.
An artful dodge from Mr.
Yes,
Bond.
thank
you
you.
very much.
Go with just say that you sound like Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Yeah, thanks.
It's a much, much easier way to duck out of those questions
I
when
know.
you're hanging out of the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. Well, we don't go to the Cracker Barrel anymore because we found out that they openly discriminate against people who like people of the same sex. So we stopped that, and they're actually pretty belligerent about it. So
Wow.
yeah, isn't that
Interesting.
fun?
I've learned 2 things so
Yes.
far, and maybe even more.
Yes.
So you've got a show coming up tonight. It's at the Town Ballroom,
Uh-huh.
and it is going to be fantabulously phenomenal.
I hope so.
And the doors open at 7 p.m. And right now, if you would like to call for a pair of tickets to this show, it will be incredible. You can call 1-716-878-5104. Once
I'll
again, that
even
number
kiss the person as long as they're not a dude.
716-878-5104. Kisses from Matt Pond available to women only. You can call right now. Mr. Pond, thank you very much for being on our program.
Thanks for having me.
We
Sound
really
better.
appreciate all the insightful conversational discussion and phones
Likewise.
ringing and computers and flashing lights and everything like that. And look forward to your show tonight.
Thanks.
You're listening to 91.3 FM WBNY, Buffalo's original alternative, brought to you by the mandatory student activity fee here at Buffalo State College. Right now, some music from the Mountain Goats, their new album, Get Lonely. This is a track called Half Dead. 878-5104. You can call and win tickets to Matt Pond. You don't even have to answer a question or math problem like you do in Canada. And the Mountain Goats, speaking of Canada, will be playing in Toronto on the 19th, and Kevin will be there, so you can go on a hot date with him, too. Ladies only need apply. WBNY 91.3 FM, Buffalo's original alternative.